quite a game, but before we get into the game, just want to address yesterday's press conference and my response to the Brandon Miller question. I'm not here to make excuses, but I want to make it clear that I didn't have the details from the hearing that morning since I was coming straight from practice, and I used a poor choice of words, making it appear like I wasn't taking this tragic situation seriously, which we have throughout the course of it. I sincerely apologize for that. I know Greg shared some information earlier today on the situation. I don't really have anything more to add other than what he's already shared. So,
start on Zoom with Nick Kelly.
Yeah, Nate, what led the decision for Brandon to play today?
Well, as Greg said earlier, we make decisions based on available facts, and that's what we did here.
Any questions in person?
Nate, going through something like Brandon has the last day or two, he's a young guy. It might have really kind of wrecked him a little bit, and his resolve out there really seems strong, no matter what the situation. Is that the kind of guy he is?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the most mentally tough kids I've ever coached. So, not surprised. I mean, 41 points, you don't want to say you expect that, but not surprised he came ready to play and played well tonight.
Charlie Potter on Zoom.
Yeah, Coach, you talk about Brandon, but for the other guys, how much of a distraction maybe was all this for them, and did you see that maybe affect them in their play?
It's hard to say. We've been in, the Vanderbilt game came after that, and it may have been. I mean, if I want to make an excuse for him, we can use it, but I'm not really a guy that makes too many excuses. We got to play better. Some of those other guys didn't play up to their typical performance, so I'm not sure. It obviously could have been a distraction, but Brandon showed up, played pretty well. So I think it may have just been coincidental. I don't know. We'll hopefully we play a lot better Saturday. We need everybody to play a little bit better Saturday for us.
Austin.
Yeah, Coach. I mean, just amidst everything that's kind of gone on the last couple of days, what did it mean for you to see your team and Miller and his teammates to kind of grit this one out on the road?
It was big. It was one we couldn't afford to drop, and South Carolina came ready to play. I mean, they were making tough shots. Shoot that three at the end of the half turned out to be a pretty big three in an overtime game. I mean, they did a lot of things right. We didn't play well. So I told our guys I was proud of them. Sometimes you shoot it poorly. We didn't make free throws at our normal clip. We didn't shoot the ball from three at a decent clip. I think outside of Brandon, everybody else was 1 for 14. We didn't do a lot of things well and still figured out a way to beat a pretty talented team. And they played well tonight. So on the road, it's not easy to do. So give our guys a lot of credit. We out-rebounded them by 13, and we made some tough plays and got some tough stops down the stretch. So proud of our guys in that regard for sure.
Two more. Coley.
Coach, Brandon's certainly able to have a night like he had tonight, but again, kind of considering everything else going on, what was different in maybe his approach before the game, and even when did you recognize that he kind of had that instinct where he could take over?
I mean, kind of go back to the Vandy game, which is a comparison to this one a little bit. I thought he came ready to play then. I mean, out of the gate, now there's been many games he hasn't been locked in, to be honest with you, but you just, basketball kind of becomes a safe haven a little bit for some of these guys. They get on the floor, they can kind of lock into what they've done their whole lives and, put some of the outside stuff that's out of their mind. So I thought Brandon did a great job really getting himself mentally prepared to play. And Judy was really aggressive tonight. I mean, we need him to be aggressive. We had a lot of our other guys that have been scoring the ball well for us. I mean, we scored 78 points, and we only had two guys in double figures. That's not typical for this team. We usually have pretty balanced scoring outside of that. Sears has been good for us. Jaden Bradley's been good. Clowney's been good. Namari's been shooting the ball pretty well. He couldn't make a shot tonight. So, Brandon needed to be aggressive. He was. I thought you could tell early on he was trying to be extra aggressive. I mean, wasn't like he was, and they were doing a pretty good job defending him too. And they put all kinds of different matchups on him. I mean, at the end they had Michi Johnson on him. They tried to go small, and I thought Brandon did a good job attacking downhill, getting to the rim on that stuff.
Last one, Mike.
You mentioned the Vandy game as a parallel. Just how much did that experience help you in dealing with this? How much did it alter your preparations the last 24 hours and perhaps your messaging as well to your team?
Yeah, I mean, we referenced it a little bit, said we've been in tough situations with things that could be a distraction, and let's focus in. I thought we played pretty well at Vandy. Let's come out and do it again. Maybe it's just coincidental that some of these guys struggled. I don't know. I don't want to make excuses for anybody struggling. We got to play better on Saturday. But we referenced it a little bit, not a whole lot. I mean, to be honest with you, our main focus was on the scout. I mean, we tried to keep things as normal as possible. The South Carolina scout was our main focus, on 95% of what we spent time with the team on. And, I thought we prepared the guys well. They did a good job. We didn't make shots. You're going to have some of those nights. You don't shoot the ball well, the opponent. They shot 43% from three, and they made some tough ones. They made a half-court shot. They made into buzzer shot, into shot clock shots. I mean, they made some real tough threes. We had some wide-open looks and missed them. So it's going to happen like that, and for your team to still figure out how to get a win, I think it shows a ton of character about you guys, and I was proud of how they performed tonight.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks. Appreciate you guys.